Commence primary ignition.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Historian Kinji here. Played Cad Bane on the Book of Boba Fett on Star Wars Disney Plus. You're watching the Virtual Cantina Network. Have fun.
He would have been a nice addition to the Rebel Scum Con. Citizens of the Republic. Welcome to another episode of Clone Wars Revisited, brought to you by the Virtual Cantina. Tonight we are going to be watching Season 2, Episode 14, right? 14? 15. 15. Yes, we're going to have, I think, some murders. As I accidentally hit the button. Yeah, Senate murders. That's
Senate murders.
Woo! We're going to have some murders in the Senate. It's going to be a big old time tonight. But joining me tonight in the duo mode, we have Mark Van Olen, Master of Mysteries, wonderful superintendent of us crazies that hang out on the Virtual Cantina Network, and myself, I am Skip. You know, yes, I know me because, after all, Mark Hamill pointed to this shirt and said, "It's your name."
I know that guy. He's me. To paraphrase. Thank you, Skip, for introing the show. I'm just sharing this to the page. It was just taking me a second. I swear, I don't believe in astrology or any of that crap, but I've had tech issues recurring for the past several weeks. And now I just think that, like, I need to upgrade all my tech is probably what it comes down to.
Don't tell my wife that.
Yeah.
She will talk to you about your signs and what's going on with you.
Yeah. Either it looks like we're live on Facebook though, and YouTube and everywhere else. So greetings, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
And we know we are live because Sherry is here hanging out with us.
Hey Sherry.
When Sherry arrives, we are now live.
The party gets started, and she will keep us on task. Google the questions we have real quick if we don't already have the answers, because Sherry usually knows it. By the way, apologies for my dark setup. My ring light is, I'm telling you, nothing wants to work. I don't know where the ring light is. I actually moved the furniture again. We changed it a few weeks ago. If anyone's paying really close attention, I used to have my desk here with the setup behind me with these shelves and all my Star Wars stuff, and you could see all my collectibles and this and that, and my Rebels poster, whatever else. I have a Mando poster over here now that I'm going to show you later. But we then moved the furniture in the spare bedroom, and I was up against my bookcase, so you'd see my binders of like trading cards and things like that, and it was just too tight, and there wasn't room for everything. Jason has a whole music setup that's happening, so we shifted it back. But now I'm looking online. I look way darker than I do in my own screen, so I'm gonna have to do something over here.
You're just playing the dark side tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh. But no, the lighting is really, really bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm usually a little more prepared.
I'll just call you Darth Von Olen.
Yeah, there we go. I see JB is here as well, and I see a bunch of other people in the chat. Thanks everyone for joining. We're going to be talking a few things. Rebel Scum Con, we already talked about in depth last week, but we have a few more things to cover on that front. We have some updates for the network coming. Skip has some big personal news that we're going to get into, and then of course we're going to watch the episode. I didn't think there was anything huge in the Star Wars front that we needed to like desperately cover, other than the fact that like the Lego show is coming back next month, and they dropped the trailer and the poster, which I thought was really cute. Did you see it, Skip, by any chance? The new
I saw
Lego
a
rebuild?
little smidge of the trailer. I did not see the poster at all. I was like, oh man, I was just not a big fan of this Lego story.
It's not my favorite Lego story. I mean,
Yeah, it
it's hard
wasn't
to
my
top
favorite
the
Lego
Tales
story.
of Terror.
So,
Like,
so maybe somebody heard me on some level, and now they're going to put the world back to straight. But I'm not holding my breath for that either.
I gotta be honest, I don't know if they're ever gonna rebuild the galaxy. I think they're just gonna keep remixing it, and I think this gives them their what if kind of capability, right? So I'm not 100% certain. I don't have any insider info. I do know that they brought back a lot of voice actors, and in fact, I think actually the big piece of news was that Cameron Monaghan is returning as Cal Kestis, which I think is like, it's one to say fan demanded. It's another thing to be like ravenously demanded by the fans to bring back Cameron. People love this man. They love Cal Kestis. And if he doesn't have like 15 ponchos in the show, what are we doing? Right.
Yes.
Meanwhile, hi, Sarah. Both the Barneses are here. Hi. And yes, I agree. We are looking forward to some more Lego Star Wars. Yes, Skip, we should. I got my iced coffee. Where's your? You have to celebrate. All right. So instead of wine,
I
you
have
need, hey,
my
tell everyone the
Zevia.
news. Tell
If
everyone
you
the
ever
news.
watch the show, you'll always see me tip a Zevia, because it's
Excellent.
my 0 calories, 0 bad stuff soda to me that gives me my carbonated fluids that I require on a daily basis.
I like that.
But no, yeah, no, we had a big old time this weekend. The culmination of a couple months planning. We were trying to decide when it was. I know it was the weekend that Bridget was out of town, and she went out with her friend Amy, and she said it was May, but I was thinking maybe it was in June. But she was out of town, and I think Aaron, Avery's fiance, my soon-to-be son-in-law.
You sort of
If
you sort of ruined the story, Skip.
He's calling, I know,
Yeah.
but I've got to get used to calling him by the right title now. But so we went out to dinner, I think, and got back, and Avery went back downstairs, and Aaron gets up and kind of looks down the stairs and comes over and goes, okay, and we go through the that is not
Spooky
better.
Tales from Jabba's Palace.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to put this over
It
here
is
and see
not-
if it does something.
We're getting closer to Halloween, but it is not
Yeah.
the Halloween
This
season
is
yet.
terrible. My
No,
ring
but-
light broke, is what Jason just reminded me, and I was like, "Oh, that's right. Did we buy a new one? We sure didn't." So this is
Well,
terrible.
That's funny because we're going to have to do that. We're all three of us, Ashley, you and I, are going to have lights underneath of our chins, for the Halloween episode.
Oh my
They're going
God,
to get a little
for
bit higher,
spooky
so
season?
there you go. So yeah, so it's shining up on your face a little bit.
Ooh,
But anyway, so
new son-in-law. In-laws.
I was officially asked for permission, and now
Mhm.
you have to understand that Avery and Aaron have known each other since they were 4 and 5 years old. We lived
Oh,
in the same neighborhood. His dad used to build houses, and I built my house, and they would build their house, and they started hanging out back then, and then we had moved not very far. I mean, not very far at all, but we had moved, and they didn't see each other on a regular basis. And she started hanging out with him when she was, I guess, a senior in high school, and I kept on, I do like fathers do, and I teased her, and she goes, no, he's just a friend. So I said, oh, you put him in the friend zone, and she goes, yeah, he's in the friend zone. I came home from work one day, and Avery walks up to me and goes, Dad, I took Aaron out of the friend zone. It was our way of saying we started dating, which was hysterical. But they'd been dating for 8 years now.
oh wow. Also, marry your best friend. Isn't that the advice they tell all of us, right?
They used to have put in the time, that to kind of work through how do you delve into, who gets what responsibility in the household. In my household, it's Bridget gets the house, I get the barn. Whatever I want goes in the barn. Whatever she wants goes in the house.
Mhm.
and that I'm required to do all the work, or as much of it as she can get me to do.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, anyways, he'd said, I wanted to ask your permission, and I said, you have my permission. It wasn't
Oh,
like he
that's
needed to
sweet.
talk about it. Yeah, and I thought that was very sweet that he did it the old-fashioned way. And then
Mhm.
he said, I just ordered the ring, and then he was telling me he goes, nobody goes into the jeweler anymore. Like when I got Bridget's ring, some 20 plus years ago, and they order it online, and I'm thinking, holy
Mhm.
shit! How many times have what is it? The Temu. You
Yeah.
order
This is
something,
what I ordered, and this is what I got.
and,
Yeah.
and it's like a third of the size that you think it is.
That
I'm
would
thinking,
make me
oh,
really nervous.
yeah,
To break in real quick, my wedding ring was ordered off the internet, but it is titanium. Like
yes,
honestly think this cost $50. Like I can't imagine buying a multi-hundred or multi-thousand-dollar or $1,000 ring that's supposed to be the promise for forever without seeing it in person. Unless even with like the directions of like cut, clarity, this, blah blah blah, like all that stuff. I feel like I would need to touch it, right?
yeah. I would have too, but apparently it's a new world out there,
Yeah. Oh, I
and
want to put
so
up Sherry's comment real quick though. Thank you, Sherry. That's so sweet.
yes, he is a very nice man. They get along really well. They do the relationship thing real well. I think they've, of course, he sent he sent a text message out to his buddies last night after she after she accepted. He goes, I know that you're thinking we're rushing into things, but she finally said yes. 8
8 years.
years
Yep.
later.
Look, I got married after being with Jason for 9 years. I think that the longer people are together now, like, because here's the thing, we would have broken up after 4 or 5 if it wasn't working or whatever, and then if you did rush into marriage, you'd be divorced at that point. So,
Oh well,
there's definitely something to the longer, kind of. Mhm.
Aaron had said, I had friends that, dated for about a year and then got married. He goes, and some of them are divorced now,
Mhm.
because I didn't want to be that way.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah, it's
just
a lot of
worked out well.
paperwork, man.
Oh, they're both, I mean, they're living in my house right now. You know,
Oh,
oh,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that. When did that happen?
When the storm hit, when
Oh, the
when Helene
storm
came
hit.
through, they
Okay.
were living in an apartment inside the city limits. So not only did they have
Mhm.
no electricity, but they had no water, no flushing
You
toilets.
told me about this. I just fully forgot that they were still there. Wasn't that
Oh
shit
yeah.
3 months ago?
Yeah, 10 months ago.
No,
Yeah,
we were
September of
10
last
months.
year. I mean,
Oh,
we're coming up on a year.
all right.
It's August. In about another month and 10 days, it'll be a year since Helene hit Asheville.
That makes
Um,
sense. Actually, the California wildfires were last summer, weren't they? Right? It's a
I
year
think so.
ago. Man, oh,
So
all right. Time doesn't make any kind of sense. That's crazy.
no,
Um,
and so they've been, and we knew about the time that the storm hit. We were talking about, okay, we need to find some land and build you guys a house, and so that was all going on. And
mhm.
so when the storm hit, and they were staying here, because they didn't have electricity and water, and we moved their cat in here, which was interesting because we have a German Shepherd, so they don't get to hang out together, and and so uh, um, it was just like, well, can we just stay here until we get the house built because it'll allow us to save some money? And I was like, sure.
Mhm.
I can get my daughter back in my house again. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Like every other father.
I can
Um,
imagine. Yeah.
but we were looking at when he's like, okay, the ring's not going to get here until like the 15th of July, and he goes, and then that following weekend he had something, and then of course we had I wasn't going to be in town for Rebel Scum Con, and then so this weekend, and so it was like, oh, I mean Tuesday's tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday. It was like, oh, we'll use the reason of we're going out to have Skip's birthday dinner,
Oh, it
and
was your birthday?
my birthday's tomorrow.
Okay. So this was
So,
time to make
so
it
that was
seem
the
like it was
weekend.
a birthday dinner for
Yeah,
you. Ooh,
we're
that's
not
a
going to
good
go out.
cover story.
Yes,
Yeah.
great cover story. So
Yeah.
we're like, okay, and
So you were in cahoots on this.
oh yeah. And
Yeah.
he wanted us to be there. It was his idea. I was like, are you sure you want us to be there? He's like,
Mhm.
yeah, because I want you and my parents to be there. And I said, well, we'll invite them to dinner because we've been talking about the fact that we used to live just down the street from them, And so it was like, we need to, you guys are going to get married. We knew that was happening. It was like, we probably ought to all get together and have dinner together. So we used that as an excuse. Oh, we're just going to invite Aaron's parents. And so we're riding up to the Biltmore Estate, and we're having dinner at what's called the Bistro, which is a really nice restaurant there.
That's at Biltmore.
At Biltmore. And I said, let's drive up by the house and take some pictures because we're here early. This is cover story after cover story.
By the way, this isn't so suspicious. Like, you've been to Biltmore enough times. You've eaten at that restaurant before. This is not so out of the ordinary. And with all the family there, look, I spend enough time with my sister and her kids and the family, and her in-laws are there pretty frequently. So having all 4 of the grandparents along with the grandkids and my sister and my brother-in-law is not uncommon. In fact, it happens like semi-weekly. So this is all tracking really well. I'm loving the coverage that you guys have over here, because so far, like, this is just like a nice night out.
So now Sherry will understand the story, because you park back in the woods and then you walk out and you open up, and here's the Biltmore Estate, and there's this huge, probably 300 yards of grass with a fountain in front of the house with mountains behind it. But when you first get to the area, you can walk up a set of stairs that goes up to a big retaining wall, and you can sit up there. In fact, they have a wedding venue a little bit farther up, but you can sit there and look at the house. And so we're like, let's go up here and take some pictures. And I said, wait, Bridget and I haven't had pictures. Avery, take some pictures of Bridget and I. So we're standing with the house behind us. She's sitting there taking pictures of us. Aaron steps back a little bit so she can't see him, takes his book bag that he has and puts it down and grabs the ring and pulls the box out. And the box was pretty big, so he couldn't like leave it in his pocket. It would be obvious. So Avery takes pictures of us, and I said, okay, let's get some pictures of you and Aaron. And so we switched positions, and now Aaron's already got the ring in his hand, and they've got their back to us. There's some pictures on my Facebook page where they're back to us looking at the house, and Bridget's taking pictures of them. And he just steps down and gets on one knee, and she turns around to look, and he's got the ring box open and saying, would you marry me? And she's like, oh my God, are you serious? Are you serious? She's been waiting for like a year. But she's very surprised, and she was. That's
great.
There were some things like because she's kind of been like, is it now? Is it now? And so I kid you not, a week ago, she goes, I know he's told me that he's going to do it this year. And so I Google it. And just so you know what day this was, there were 141 days left in the year. And of course, I know that it's happening the next weekend. And I said, I don't know, honey, there's 141 days. He might think that New Year's Eve is a really romantic time to ask you. You could be another 141 days, so you better get comfortable.
Yeah, strap in.
Me knowing that it's only next week.
Yeah.
She had a big grin on her face. They were very happy. We went over to the bistro and had dinner, and they had champagne for us because we're like, we're celebrating their engagement, and it was big fun, and there were smiles on their faces all night. I mean, we got back to the house, and Aaron was just all smiles the whole time. He was just so thrilled to have it done.
And you don't need to make any immediate phone calls because all 4 of the parents are there. So
yeah, all 4 of the parents were there. Actually, her mom wasn't there. But that would have been a little awkward and would have definitely been very difficult to explain why her mother is out to dinner anywhere close to me, because we don't do that.
Okay. The parents were there.
All were, but yes, the parents were there.
And then you don't have to make any phone calls. You can tell friends the next day. You can actually have a day where it's just private, just you guys, without super news.
She's all girl. She's taking a picture of her with her hand and going,
yeah, I got to do this.
Look what happened. Like one of her friends wasn't calling, or she called her one of her friends to tell her as we. I mean, it's a long drive from the Biltmore house down to the bistro. I mean, this place is massive, and so we're driving, and she's calling her, and she goes, Bailey's not answering. I said, just text her a picture of your hand. And sure enough, what? I was like, oh, you're not going to answer until
the news. Well, that must be crazy too, because if you know the engagement is coming, you have to have a manicure 52 weeks of the year. Like, you can't let it lag because you have to be ready for that kind of stuff, right? Like, you have to be ready to take the picture. And look, here's the good news, right? Like the engagement being a surprise, like the way it's done and all that kind of stuff is perfect. The wedding shouldn't be a surprise. Like if they've obviously had the conversation, she knows it's coming.
She
She was
knows
just
that
waiting for the event, which
the
is good.
event,
Yeah.
the popping of the question per se, which
That's
is funny
awesome.
because so there were two kind of like, oh my God, so we've like 2 days after he's ordered the ring, Avery comes up to him and says, "Hey, do you want to go look at rings? Just to make sure that what I said I want is what I want." And he's like,
No.
he's like, he comes to me later and goes, "Oh my God, I've already ordered it. If she changes her mind, I'm going to kill her."
Yeah. Like the wedding's
And so
on.
she went.
You get one ring.
Yeah, she went and they looked at rings, and she still wanted the same ring that she got. And then the next thing was Avery works at this OBGYN office here in town, and one of the doctors has a big lake house and had invited everybody to come out and water ski. Actually, they weren't skiing so much as they were tubing. And so they're and that was that Saturday. Like we went out Sunday, but we were supposed to go Saturday because that's when we had reservations. And then she goes, "Oh, I won't be here because I'm going out to the lake." And Aaron's like, "I couldn't say to her, no, you can't go because I'm going to ask you to marry me that night."
Right. Yeah.
So Bridget's calling up the restaurant and making sure that she can get reservations for Sunday night instead of Saturday night, and kind of moving all the things. And we got it already. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it worked out great. Something big
It was
to celebrate.
a wonderful evening. There were some great pictures. If you're friends with me on Facebook, go take a look at them. There, if you're not one of the 121 people that have already. Let's see. Hold on. Let's get the current update of. Okay. Oh, there's 2 new posts. Let's see.
Isn't that always fun when you have like really good positive?
Yeah, 126 people, and then I'll tell Mike.
Also, we have 100,000 members in this group. Everyone go like that post on Skip's page. Yeah, this should be in the triple digits or quadruple digits by now. I had no equivalent news from my weekend. I basically, I was gone from Wednesday to Friday out on Fire Island, and I basically sat on a beach. But that was like the vast majority. That's why I'm actually like significantly more tan than I usually am, and you can't tell because I'm hiding in the dark over here in my terrible new setup. But Jason moved the furniture, as I was mentioning, and I had a lovely, relaxing time after the 4 weeks in a row of travel from when I went to San Diego Comic-Con to Iowa for those Senior Olympic Games to see my parents, to then go to Texas for Rebel ScumCon and Boone to Eve, and then out to Fire Island. And now I'm home for what seems to be about a month before I have to go down to Orlando for another thing. So at least like I'm home, but it has been like 4 straight weeks of chaos. And on top of the travel, it was all the lead up to Texas during most of that, where like it was like we're still working. I mean, you saw us on Tuesday night. Like I came in to say hi to the what do we do on? It's the happy hour. Yeah. And
the virtual cantina, the thing that
the thing that this is named after, the cantina, literally the thing that we're supposed to be doing on Tuesdays. And I broke out into the breakout group after I literally said hello to then have like our recap staff meeting. Like that's kind of what we're up against. Yeah, Sarah, this was more travel than I've done usually in a year. Like it was 4 straight weeks of on the road, more days away than at home. Although Fire Island was nice and relaxing. Like that place can be a bit of a party, but it was very much like sit at the pool, sit at the beach, go to the bar and club, whatever, see some drag. But like after the event of the prior stuff, like especially Texas, which was a ton of work, but so fulfilling, I'm glad to just be home and relax. Although this week we have new stuff to plan for on the VCN, which we'll get into as we get into the episode tonight. But yeah, that Skip, you seem to have won the weekend. I mean, that's exciting. The family is expanding. This is great. I'm going to put up so congratulations to Randy.
Well, actually, Randy is, hold on. I'm making here. This will help out a little bit. Okay. Because Sherry has met Randy. So
oh my God. Congratulations, Randy. He gets a new stepdad. There you go. And I love that in my mind, at least I don't know, that Randy is the fiance.
Yes,
so Aaron. All right. Well, tell everyone in the chat, give us all the names, because otherwise we're going to be talking about Aaron and Randy.
Aaron is the fiance. He's the one who got the ring, and Randy is the cat. And so yes, Sherry got to meet Randy. Because when Sherry was here the last time, see, my room doesn't get to be moved around because Sherry's bed is bolted to the wall. That is Sherry's bed right behind me, that big gray thing.
Oh, excellent.
Every time
I still have to make it down to visit you. That's been on the list too.
We have to find a date for you guys to come down. We have to have Clone Wars revisited. I'll have to get a bunch of computer screens and lights all set up around the house. So we can be doing the show simultaneously.
We can be live from 3 different rooms in the range.
Yeah, 3 different rooms on Jedi Way.
Yeah, which that I should mention. Like, Ashley's not on tonight because she has like a family thing going on. So we're sending Ashley our best. She really wanted to come on and talk about all things Boston because she had an equally crazy weekend when we were in Texas. She was holding down the fort at Fan Expo Boston, and I think popped into Terrificon as well. So. I have not had a chance to catch up with her, and then today things sort of fell apart. So hopefully we will be able to get her on the show next Monday, and we'll be able to catch up and everything will be okay. But I'll keep everyone posted on Ashley's status. She's fine, but she's dealing with a little family thing at the moment. As far as I know, Daughters of the Galaxy is still set for Wednesday, but we'll keep everyone posted on the page, obviously, if anything changes. The girls are going to be covering the costumes of the Acolyte, which is very cool. That show had some amazing costumes, so it'd be really fun to dive into. Other things on the network before I forget. So last Thursday, in case anyone missed it, we didn't do a watch along. We had a recap of all things Texas, and it was a blast. Like, you guys were on for 2 hours.
Yeah, they were on for quite a bit of time.
Yeah. It was wild.
It was like an hour and 40 minutes or something, Dave was telling me.
Yeah, I was listening to it on I think Sunday on my way back from the beach, or actually Friday. I lost track of it. All my days are messed up. I think it was Sunday when I was listening to or watching the YouTube, and a bunch of people who are usually not on air, like not technically hosts for the network, people who usually attend the Tuesday happy hours. Yeah, Bruce was on, Sully was on. Aubrey was there. Like, did I imagine Aubrey was there? Or Alex. I honestly can't remember anymore. But it was very cool seeing everyone share their stories. It was really, really fun just to see everyone come back from an event and then talk about it on air. That was amazing. Like, everyone had such a good time, and that Bananakin is going to live on forever in a way that I kind of hate. I really am like, this Bananakin thing is so dumb. Everyone loved it across the board. They were like, Bananakin. And I was like, this is so stupid. Why do people love the Bananakin? Everyone loves
the simple things in life.
I know. It just made me laugh because I'm like, who thinks this is funny? Everyone thinks it's funny. And
we're missing Sarah and JB tonight.
Yeah.
Had a great time doing the Mandalore story arc with the two of them.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I know we're talking about them like they're not right here. Sarah and JB, thank you as always for being in the chat, on the air, all that stuff. I almost texted today to see if you guys wanted to pop on with us, but I was like, you know what, Skip and I have a lot to catch up on given all of this news. And then it was Sarah's going to be here on Wednesday for Daughters of the Galaxy, but they will continue to guest host throughout the run of Clone Wars and maybe some other stuff. We've got some things brewing. And we've got some fun watch-alongs coming up, too. I forget what they're doing this week, but next week we're finally going to do the Pinky and the Brain watch-along on Thursday. So not this week, but the following week. I'm so ready for it. I've been screaming about Pinky and the Brain. So that's going to be really fun. The Pinky and the Brain Star Wars. Yeah.
What are we doing, Pinky? We're taking over the world.
Mm-hmm. They come so close every episode. It's infuriating. All right, let me break out the graphics for you, Skip, because this is, as always, your time to shine. We got to get to my favorite part of the whole show is you taking us through the synopsis. So tonight we're doing season 2, episode 15, Senate Murders from Clone Wars. We actually don't really need the second picture. I do love that picture, though. It feels very straight out of Andor.
Padme and Bail uncover a conspiracy when they set out to discover who murdered Senator Anaconda Far. Yeah, let me see if I can say that. See, the syllables are going in the wrong place all night. Who had backed the vote to stop clone production?
Yes, Senator Anaconda Far.
Anaconda Far. So I didn't hatchet it up too bad.
It sounds like a drag queen name gone awry. Like I'm kind of far away. Like I'm a kind of far. I don't know. All right. Accepting the
I
truth is
was
hard.
thinking about
Well,
a snake.
yeah. um, I guess that's true. Accepting the truth is hard. I
Accepting
mean,
the truth is hard.
sure. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Everyone, cue up your Disney Plus if you don't already have it open, which I don't. So go to Disney Plus, find the Clone Wars, season 2, episode 15, Senate Murders, and I'm gonna get ready to hit that countdown.
Time for the big fun.
Yeah, and here we go.
Searching for the truth. Oh, see, we only had half of it. Searching for the truth is easy. Accepting the truth is hard.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that happens. I think everyone's coming back from Texas exhausted. We have another meeting tomorrow, just sort of going through all of the next steps. By the way, we had so many excellent helpers throughout Texas that I can't even just people who really just stepped up and helped make Boonta Eve such a success and helped throughout the convention too. Like Jen Bergen, I think I've mentioned last time, was like running around as our third camera person, just like helping us record everything at the show. From Jeff and Dave, who were my initial cameramen, and AJ, Jen swooped in and became both photographer and camera person to help us collect content. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, Skip obviously ran our line at Boonta Eve, and we had a ton of volunteers helping out. Jen was there too. She got to rep Christopher Sean. Jonathan was just on top of everything. We had Barbie, who was running the merch table with Mark Truax. We had so many. We had Liberty and Andy as among the many volunteers, along with Alex working under Kathy. I think Bryce drove every celebrity in some type of vehicle over the weekend, along with Dave. So it was very much a team effort. And more stuff is coming. So anyone who wants to be involved and wants to help out, please let us know. We're constantly looking for people. And if you want to do more, if you're interested in a particular slice of something, email me. I'm actually working on essentially an organizational design where we're going to start formalizing some people's roles, and we'll say air quotes jobs. We'll start referring to everyone as prisoners with jobs soon, by the way. I think that's going to be the official title for prisoners with jobs.
Love it.
Yeah. So
we don't get
very
official
excited about that.
White shirts and orange stripes.
Everyone's going to get, and there we go. That's what we should get everyone.
And over uniforms.
Yeah, with a little VCN patch on there. And then one way out.
One way out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I love any episode set in the Senate, and I know that sounds so dull sometimes, but some of the best parts of the Clone Wars is the stuff that they do well, is the stuff that I think the prequels did poorly. This stuff works in Clone Wars, even though it didn't work particularly well, I would say, in Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones. Okay, everyone loves clapping for Padme. She still can't win, though. She's got 25% support. And then, of course, the Emperor just says something, and, it's over.
Boom. I love the way everybody claps, and there's people going, yes.
Yes, everyone's got. It's very flaily. It's not very precise. It's funny too how obviously evil some of these caricatures are. They look like serial killers. They're straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah. They look like they should be killing somebody.
Yeah, if they're not doing it right off screen to the left. Meanwhile, a movie I saw this weekend, and I have to recommend this for everyone. Go watch Weapons. Holy shit. That movie is amazing.
Hairpiece that Padme has on.
Oh, yeah. Her hair's in another level. And there's my Mon Mothma. Love her so much. Oh, and this lady, that Geonosian. I can't recommend Weapons enough. It is so weird, so wild. It's a Lionsgate movie, which usually means it's not particularly good, but it is spectacular, actually. And it's getting a ton of buzz. I mean, every content creator I've seen on YouTube has made a video about this movie because it is weird and wild and requires some interpreting and is not super clear with all of the background. But what happens is very straightforward. But it is also like weirdly hilarious in certain parts because it's like a dark comedy, but it's a horror movie and it is scary. I've actually rarely seen a horror movie do a jump scare effectively in the last like 5 to 10 years because jump scares have just been overdone. They found new ways to do it in a way that like I had legitimate moments in the theater where I honestly thought my popcorn was going to fly everywhere from the jump scare. Like that's how effective this movie was, and I also laughed out loud. Like I felt everything in this movie, and I like Josh Brolin was my surrogate in the movie. Like I was ready to go to war for Josh Brolin in this movie, as well as the teacher, and they were kind of on opposite sides in the movie. But the whole premise is that a bunch of children disappear, and that's all you need to know because it's in the trailer. And from there, the chaos that ensues in the town. Loved it. So that would be my one thing for the pop culture this week. If anyone has bandwidth, if you've already seen Superman and you've seen Fantastic Four, and you're trying to figure out what to go see next, Weapons is the movie you need to see.
Now, wasn't Anaconda Far like a friend of Padme's? Oh, there's
Yeah.
Anna.
Oh yeah, he's part of that like inner crew. Like he voted against something against the emperor, right?
Was he part of the 2000?
Oh. Oh, and there's Satine. Even she's standing there.
Yeah.
But she's not really a senator. Why'd she get thrown into this? Like, she's just popping in to say hi? Or she just happened to be there? Did this happen when, like, all this shit was happening with her? Like, this is where, like, Sarah Barnes is often correct. She said we should have done this show in chronological order, and I squashed that immediately because I was like, I literally can't think. Like, I need to go in production order, otherwise my brain will explode. And there are definitely moments when I was like, why is Satine standing here? Like, didn't we wrap up that arc? She's not a senator. There's probably a reason. Sarah, you were right again, as always.
It's don't worry about it, Sarah. It's been recorded.
Yeah, exactly. You have
it
it
will
forever
live in
now.
infamy.
This episode will be scrubbed from the record. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my staff shirt. I know you can't. I'm zoomed in too far, but like I'm wearing my scum shirt. This is my favorite shirt we've ever done on the network. I'm
Okay,
so
now who is
excited
he
to wear
supposed
this.
to be representing in real life?
Who's what?
This character here. I may be just like a second in front of everybody because it's a caricature of the inspector.
Oh, yeah. There's an earthly person that they're mocking. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't think of who it is, but I remember reading that reference. Yeah, Sarah, you have it forever. Snip that audio. Oh, you could just get the shot of dopamine every time when it's like Sarah Barnes was right. Oh, look.
Oh.
This is how you know we made it. How do I remove the spam? Right click, hide. Oh, I just put it up on the screen. That didn't do what I wanted to do.
Yep. Where's Dave and Jeff when we?
I know.
I don't.
I don't have an easy button to just like delete stuff.
Yeah, and see, I don't have buttons at all.
Yeah. No one click that link. It's not a link, but like still. Sarah's gonna put it on loop. Yep. Oh yeah. Truman Capote. Sherry. This is why we have Sherry in the chat.
She's sitting there, like I said. As soon as the question comes up, she hits the Google machine. Yep.
We've also got to get you on an episode soon. It's been way too long, so let me know when your schedule permits for some Mondays to pop in. I think it'd be a lot of fun to be up here with Skip, SpongeBob detective. Yep. I was actually
We'll
texting
just
with
have Sherry come down and she can broadcast live from her own bedroom here in Jedi Way.
Oh my God, absolutely. You realize too, as we asymptotically approach apocalypse, we're all just gonna like hole up with you, like in the fortress, in the barn or whatever. I call
We've got
dibs in a barn room. I love a barn. Um, oh yeah, voiced by Tom Kenny. That's SpongeBob. Yep. He's very nice, by the way. He signed autographs with Topps quite a bit when I was there as one of the other senators too. He did a few different characters.
Interestingly enough, I was watching some episodes of trying to catch up with NCIS, and so I was watching episodes from the year 24, and Dominic, who was that? Who was
Dominic
at
Burgess?
Rebels Film Cup? Yes,
Yeah.
plays on NCIS, and he's playing this butler kind of guy who's really faking an English accent. Only Dominic doesn't fake a very English accent. He was born with one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was kind of funny. I was like, hold on. And I paused it and I said, Bridget, I sat here and talked with Dominic. He'd come out of his booth and we were sitting there chit-chatting, talking about just everything in general. And I was like, are you having a great time? He said, oh, I'm having a wonderful time.
Yeah, he was so nice. I showed you guys last week that he signed my Magician's book because he plays Ember, one of the gods of Fillory, which, by the way, watch that show. For anyone who hasn't seen The Magicians, watch the first season at least. Like, this show is fucked up, but in like the best possible way. Yeah, well, and also watch Skeleton Crew, which he's in. But like, he has a really important role in The Magicians. Meanwhile, I love these like chambers that we're going to meet these people. These look like the gates of hell. Like, I'm gonna go like meet like one of the mid-rank demons before I get to Satan himself. Look at this shit. Like, it's all black and red and dark and creepy. Like, who creates this aesthetic when you're trying to like hide the fact that you're secretly evil? Right? And he looks like something out of Hellraiser, this dude. And I know we're not supposed to judge like the book by its cover kind of thing, but like the Clone Wars isn't subtle.
He's got a little Terrence Stamp look to him.
Oh, General Zod, Terrence Stamp. Yeah, General Zod just passed away.
Chancellor Valorum.
Yeah. He
but
was
I remember
83?
Yeah, I remember watching him in the original Superman movie.
Yep. Everyone's got their own reference for him, but he was also in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. So I think I'm trying to find his 1938. That just seems like 1,000 years ago. Oh, he did Smallville. He was in 23 episodes of Smallville? He must have been on for a season or something.
What was his character?
What was it? Oh shit, he's Jor-El. He's the voice of Jor-El.
Oh, okay.
That's Superman's dad. Oh damn. Yeah. What else we got? Let me just make sure Priscilla's on here, that I'm not hallucinating that. Oh yeah, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. He plays Bernadette. One of the drag queens. That's 1994. That's 30 years ago. Damn. I mean, he's done some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, he even looked a little bit like the drag queen in Superman.
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, that movie is like. I mean, it is a part of the queer canon. Like, it is a must-watch. What is it Sherry saying? NostalgiaCon in Houston this week has a lot of Star Wars voice actors, but of course Frank can't. Oh no, don't say these things because he's on the docket for Rhode Island Comic-Con.
No, he won't make it.
Which, by the way, can we start a group chat for Rhode Island Comic-Con? I realize we have the vacation chat. We've got to start a Rhode Island chat now, because what I want to do is align on things like group photo ops, autograph plans, things that we can do at the meetup beyond what we normally do. Like, I love a Dave and Buster's chicken fingers, but like, what else are we going to do? Like, should we do a more complicated swag thing? Like, we kind of want to dial up this event a little bit because it's a little bit like our New Year's. Rhode Island Comic Con is close to the holidays. It's at the end of the year. We sort of look back on the whole year. We do a little bit of our strategic planning too, because all of us are in person. So like, I'll literally bring my laptop to dinner, and we'll, like you saw us last time, it was like meeting after meeting. Like, it's as much business as it is pleasure. So I really think we need like a Rhode Island chat, because I need to be in a 50th chat on the Facebook page. Yeah, this is getting. It's interesting how the violence on Coruscant just keeps getting worse.
Imagine that.
We better send the secret police. They'll squash it right away.
We'll send our Truman Capote lookalike with a weird voice.
Oh, this guy's a jerk. Why are his eyes so low? That's what's creepy about him. Like, his eyes are below the halfway point. Like, most people, regardless of the size of your forehead, your eyes are slightly above the halfway point, and then depending on the size of your forehead, they could actually look pretty high up. He has incredibly low eyes. That's what's making him look so uncanny. He looks like a robot. She's piecing together the. She's Batman over here. Like, Anakin could never. That boy was dumb as a box of hair sometimes. Like, he was really good at military strategy, but like solving a mystery was never his strong suit.
Yeah, straight on stuff he was good at.
Yeah.
Which is, you know.
And the physicality of being, oh yeah, this guy's dead too. I forgot that they kill him also. This is definitely going to require another report. That's funny. That's some funny shit. I'm sorry. Like, that man is stabbed, and you're like, oh, more paperwork.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the title should have been the clue. It's not Senate murder. It's Senate murders. Numerous people have been murdered. It's very unlikely all of you would end up dead. This episode is filled with pull quotes. Oh man, I haven't seen it in so long. This is amazing.
Oh, the Truman Capote lookalike is wonderful.
He's killing me. I need to isolate all of this audio and just like this is the kind of shit we need to put on TikTok. Although I guess like Disney would try to copyright it, but this is really fun stuff.
Sherry is busy at it. We now have an RICC group chat.
Oh, girl. Sherry, you are the queen. Also, Sherry is one of our mods. For anyone in the chat who might not be aware of that, we brought her on during Star Wars Celebration. We went like, that was our first wave of like, anyone who can help, please help. We need more help. And Sherry stepped right up and jumped right into being a mod. Girl, she was moderating comments and adding people to the page like day one. We're going to be doing more of that as we get into the like final few months of the year. We're going to need some more mods. We're going to need people helping in various departments. I'm actually looking for an assistant at the moment. So if anyone is really interested in doing more on the programming side, as the programming director, I sort of oversee everything happening on the programming, but I need like a lieutenant and someone who can help me with some basic stuff on a weekly basis, maybe even produce a show, because more shows may be coming. And other changes to the schedule and things like that are all in the works. And I kind of need like another set of hands, especially as I do more exec stuff with Dave and Jeff. As you've noticed, like there's like 7 or 8 of us that stretch across all the departments and work on things. Like Texas was a good example of that. Like we were all doing kind of everything. So having like an extra set of hands would be amazing. So if you're interested in doing anything on the production side, the programming side, shoot me a message. I'm actually working on like what would be technically job postings kind of for stuff.
Ooh.
It'll be coming in September. So post Labor Day, after we all align as a channel as to like what some of these roles need to be, we're going to start reaching out for help. So if you know anyone who wants to do anything, one, if you have a specific skill set that we need to match to like the job, we'll line it up. But also if you are anyone who wants to do anything, we will find you work. Don't you worry. Just ask Jen. She was like, "Hey, do you have stuff for me?" And I was like, "Girl, I got a list. Let's go." And then she was like my personal assistant for like 2 straight days at Texas.
Kind of have
Drink
to
the poison, Lolo.
put my phone on vibrate so it doesn't ding right underneath it, because I got my phone right underneath the microphone. I am no Jedi. I am no Jedi. I am no Jedi.
Mm-hmm. I like that everyone has an understandable motive. She's not evil. She's mad that this other person brought the war to her home world, which probably caused people to die. Like, it's understandable to have that position, even if we as the viewer know that it is the wrong place. Like, she's standing against the war. So I get it. But then it's also really easy. Once you kill one person, I think the second... Oh, Padme throwing that punch. Girl.
Yes.
She very rarely gets violent. I think once you kill one person, it's got to be a lot easier to do the second or third, right?
She is friends with Satine.
Yeah. The two of them could kick all the ass. That's what's so funny, is like the two political leaders who negotiate and use charisma and whatever else to get their way could probably pummel most of the other senators.
What was it? The Art of Something Negotiations? What did she refer to it in episode 2?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember.
Some type of negotiations. Aggressive negotiations?
Yes, that's what it was. Palpatine.
Palpatine just loving all that. And check out the
all the senators and everyone walking with him. That whole dark side parade over there. Ugh.
And the women that on the arms of what was the heavy set?
Oh, that's Senator Ornfree Ta, is like the big walrusy looking guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, actually, let me go back 10 seconds because we've got the credits playing. I want to read through some of the interesting voices that are in this episode. All right. So Catherine Tabor plays Padme, and she carries this episode. She's amazing. Phil Lamar does double duty, right? He's always Bail Organa. He plays a Senate guard, but I always thought he was Senator Ornfree Ta. He must not have any lines in this episode. Tom Kenny plays Lieutenant Tan Devo and Salud. And then Jennifer Hale plays Lolo. Jennifer Hale is everywhere across like Clone Wars, and she's just a prolific voice actress. Jamila McMillan plays Halle Bertoni. Kath Soucie, who plays Mon Mothma, is actually like from Rebels as well, plays Ezra Bridger's mom, Mira Bridger. So she never does appearances, but Kath Soucie is like a must-have for me on my Rebels poster. And so it like kills me that she doesn't do appearances. D. Bradley Baker plays Anaconda Farr and the police droid. Gideon Emery is Mi Dichi. Ian Abercrombie, of course, is Palpatine, which he's always credited as Chancellor Palpatine, because he's not the Emperor yet. He's not even the Supreme Chancellor. And then Tom Kane is the narrator, and actually in this episode, Yoda also has dialogue, so he gets credited as Yoda as well. A lot of people doing double duty here. 4 of the voice actors are doing more than one role, but this is your utility cast right here. Like, you can, and they've just did it, run an episode with Phil Lamar, Tom Kenny, D. Bradley Baker, Tom Kane, like, doing most of the coverage, right? Catherine
No
Tate was
Ashley,
really your
Matt, or
win.
James.
Yeah, there's no Anakin, there's no Obi-Wan, there's no Ahsoka. Like, that's your movie, right? Like, Padme is your top character, and honestly, I didn't miss Anakin, Obi-Wan, or Ahsoka. Like,
No, not
this
at
was
all.
amazing. This
Yeah,
is one of the funniest episodes I've ever watched either. That
Yeah.
shit's hilarious. I highly doubt all of you will end up dead. There you go. That should be. We need to start doing. But this would require work because we'd have to watch it ahead of time. And my whole thing was like, we're going in cold. The pull quote of the episode. I mean, that's gotta be the winner. Yeah.
Well, that's what we'll do is we'll just start naming the quote after we're finished. Okay.
Yeah.
And our own scroll of okay. Here's our comments. The takeaway comment or of the episode will be.
Mm-hmm. And moment of the episode. I mean, I think Padme punching that lady. That's amazing. So I love when she gets like dirty. It's rare that she like gets to really like fight. So
The Capote wannabe is it definitely, I mean, you're right. That whole line of it's very unlikely that you'll all die.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like, it's not reassuring, sir.
One person still has to live because somebody's got to kill everybody in front of them.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, let me look at what the schedule says this week for. I know we've got some good stuff coming up.
Shenanigans tomorrow night.
That's right. So join in for the happy hour
with no breakaway meetings.
No, there's a breakaway meeting for a few of us. I have a 9 o'clock to break away. We got stuff. We have stuff and things. We got really serious shit. We're very busy now. We're very busy. We're a real company. Wednesday is Daughters of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but you're taking this social hour to have your business. Take your business and go.
We have programming every other night of the week. That's the problem. So Wednesday is Daughters of the Galaxy.
We have a plan for Tuesday nights. How do you think we got the name Virtual Cantina?
It'll still be happening. It's only gonna be a few of us. I'm gonna pop on a little bit early so I can say hi to everyone before I break into the staff.
To be honest with you, Mark, you're not a loss because you're not there on Tuesdays.
I'm not usually there. It's true. Tuesdays are a tough night for me. It's actually one of my worst nights. It's rare that I get to pop in. And then we're here on Mondays, and then I produce every other Wednesday, which coming up this Wednesday, Sarah and Ashley are going to be covering Costumes of Acolyte. So on Daughters of the Galaxy, so that'll be really good. Thursday, oh my God, where'd the graphic go? I just had it. I need to see what they're covering on Thursday night. It was on the Facebook page, and of course, like now I can't find it.
And here's the other thing. I'm just going to play with you because I found a new toy and I want to play with it. Is that usually we give Spencer a hard time for taking everybody to have his very important meetings, when we're all trying to be social and having fun. Dave used to run the After Dark series. He and April would have games every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, and we'd have some of the stupidest fun games. But we can't do that because you keep stealing Dave and Jeff and all the production experts.
Mm-hmm. That's not my fault. But this Thursday, tune in to watch Dave and Jeff and Spencer. He's back from a little mini vacation. They're doing the Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation, which is excellent timing because we were basically in the height of summer. And Lego is coming back in about a month, and they just announced the new show. So it'll be a really fun time as we get ready for the next wave of Rebuild the Galaxy. I think we might rewatch that possibly. I have to see before we get into the new one. And then, like I said, the following Thursday, which is the 28th, I will be on to do Pinky and the Brain and something else. There's a bunch of other Star Wars like adjacent media that we need to cover. And then Unifying Force, new episode. We really mean it this time. Please tune in. So the Unifying Force team is doing some type of new episode. I know everyone's schedules have been a little bit bonkers because of Texas. But they are committed to doing something new this Sunday, and as always, 11 a.m. Eastern. So, it's going to be a really good week ahead, some great stuff coming. And then, like I said, more things coming on the network, some new ideas, and I am looking for help specifically in my department. So anyone who wants to get involved in programming, whether it's like producing a show, helping develop a show, hosting a show, learning how to host, guest hosting. Certainly anyone who was on last Thursday, just being on air. That's kind of it. Like, it's easy enough and it's a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed doing that and want to continue doing that, please shoot me a note. Skip, would you like another show?
Another show. Woo-hoo.
How many shows would you like?
I have this one, and then I'll fill in on Thursday nights.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday nights, you really can't count it as a show, but I do tend to be there quite a bit.
I will say the Thursday crew looked like the Tuesday crew. Like, it's the people who tune in for the most part on Tuesdays. Like, yeah. And Jason, you and Sarah are excellent on air, and you did such a great job.
Jason saying he's ready to be on air on a permanent basis? I'm pretty sure that's what he's saying.
He's trying to coerce other people and coax them in, and I agree. Like, it's not a heavy lift. It's not an impossible bar. And I'm going to use one of those cringy Gen Z things or I guess it's really a millennial thing. Everything you want to do is on the other side of cringe. And I kind of love that. Like, you just have to like not care and sort of go for it. And if you feel a little bit embarrassed about it, like you'll get over that pretty quickly. And then we've got more stuff coming as we continue to figure out what help we need, because there's another event coming soon. And then Rhode Island Comic Con, like I said, so Sherry created the group thread on Rhode Island Comic Con. We're going to start adding people probably this week. And we'll turn it into, it's going to be open to everyone, even if you're going to Rhode Island Comic Con or not. Like, if you want to be a part of it, shoot me a note. I know that JB and Sarah plan on being there. Sherry, I hope you can make it to Rhode Island. That would be amazing. Obviously, we'll put in Ashley and Skip and Spencer and, Jeff and Dave. I don't think Jeff will ever. We've got to get Jeff out to Rhode Island. It's like the one thing he hasn't done.
Yeah, we got him to North Carolina. Now we just got to get him all the way to the coast.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. We can share hotel rooms. We can figure out like how we're all coordinating on group photos, which is my favorite thing. I love like a group photo where there's like 9 of us piled in, and that we each pay like $4 for the photo. Excellent.
Yeah, that's great fun.
Done and done. All right. Anything else we need to cover for this week, Skip?
No, I think we did good.
Yeah.
Ashley, everything's going good for you?
Yep. Sending our love to Ashley. We'll obviously keep everyone updated on that situation. She's okay, but dealing with some family stuff. And if anything changes on the Daughters of the Galaxy front, we'll put up a note Wednesday if anything changes on the schedule. Okay, I think that's it for this week. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. As always, we'll have a new Clone Wars Revisited Season 2, Episode 16 coming up next week. Right after... let me get out of here. Go back. Season 2, Episode 16.
To the end of because there's 21 episodes this season?
22. Yeah, so we're nearing the end. We go into Cat and Mouse next, which is an Obi-Wan and Anakin episode. Obi-Wan and Anakin must deliver troops to Christophsis. And then, we're coming up on Bounty Hunters, which is going to be Hondo and a bunch of other people. And then the Zillo Beast Strikes Back, Death Trap, R2 Come Home, and Lethal Trackdown. So there's some really killer stuff left. And for everyone who loves the Zillo Beast, we are just a few weeks away. So we are getting there.
Excellent.
And then we're in the territory of new Lego, new visions, bunch of stuff coming up. So a lot going on. All right. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in.
Citizens of the Republic, thank you for coming out and visiting. And we'll see you again soon. May the Force be with you.
And long live the Republic. Bye, guys.
Hello there. Hi, I'm Mark Von Olin, the Director of Programming at the Virtual Cantina Network, and I'm here with James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know that one well. I have the high ground if I... Wait, yes. Thank you. Now I have the high ground. And you are watching Clone Wars Revisited. This is the show you're looking for.